Well, it's time for another edition of This Week in Wine Country, sponsored by the Finger Lakes Wine Country. This week's episode is a little bit different. Here's WENY's Cody Carlson and Finger Lakes Wine President Lori Poland on Cayuga Lake.
Hey there everyone, welcome to this week's edition of This Week in Wine Country, sponsored by the Finger Lakes Wine Country. I'm joined by Lori Poland now, as always, and Lori, we're overlooking beautiful Cayuga Lake.
We are in a beautiful spot.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. And
Good.
Cody, if you don't mind, we're going to do something a little different this week.
By all means, please.
A dear friend of ours, Mike Linehan, passed away on February 15th. And Mike was the president of the Yates County Chamber of Commerce, which also made him essentially the director of the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. He was also the board chairman of Finger Lakes Wine Country. He was instrumental in tourism for this region.
Absolutely.
Was been in his position with the chamber for well over 20 years and was a complete local icon. And so in honor of Mike, I hope you don't mind, but I had you put on a pair of Crocs. We're wearing Crocs, and Mike loved these shoes.
Yeah.
So we always knew whenever we went anywhere with Mike that he was going to be wearing his Crocs. So we're wearing them in honor of Mike, and we're in front of beautiful Cayuga Lake because this was his lake. Lived in Penn Yan, married to his beautiful wife Molly and two young girls, 7 and 9. And he leaves us with a huge hole. I know your father knew Mike.
Yeah, my dad graduated high school with Mike, and his boat slip at Morgan Marine was just a couple slips away from ours, so they saw each other quite often.
Yeah, and Mike loved his boats, and if, as a matter of fact, if anybody called into the chamber offices and said, what do I have to see in the Finger Lakes? What do I have to do? He says, make sure you touch the water. And I hope that all of you who are watching this, if you didn't know Mike, that you get to know him, look him up, find out more about Mike. He was critical to this area, so much so, and his death was so unexpected that we have started a GoFundMe campaign. It's called the Mike Linehan Family Fund. Obviously, this family was not prepared for this loss. You can either donate online at the GoFundMe, again, the Mike Linehan Family Fund, or you can go into any Lions National Bank and make a deposit under his name, or send a check into the Finger Lakes Regional Tourism Council, and the address will be on your screen. And I hope that when we think of all of the people in our lives, we appreciate the time that we have with them. Mm-hmm. So even though we are all reeling from Mike's loss, I think what we will be, because of it, is a closer community. And because of it, I hope you will hold your loved ones tighter today, and you'll think about how precious life is. And we're very proud of Mike. Yeah. So thank you, Mike. And we are with you, Molly, and the girls. And whatever you can do to help Mike's family, we hope you can do that.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a link to that GoFundMe page on our website. All you have to do is just, once we post this story, just go ahead and click on that link. If you feel so moved to make a donation, please do.
But Mike would always say, let the show go on.
Yeah.
So what we're also going to post is information. Today is Red Wine. It's an event on the Seneca Lake Wine Trail. You can go to any one of the participating wineries and jump right in. It's a great event. The wine trails are starting all of their spring events. Mm-hmm. So we'll have a link to all 3 wine trails, Cayuga, Seneca, and Cayuga. And then this week is Locals Week at the Corning Museum of Glass. So there's a lot of local artists that are going to be presenting their wares. So a lot of things going on at the beginning of March.
Yeah, we're already in March, so we're moving right along.
Absolutely, and I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share our time about Mike, and thank you, audience, listeners, watchers, for helping Mike's family out when you can.
Yeah, thank you, Lori, so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything you did, Mike. Of course, for a list of events happening this week in Wine Country, and for the GoFundMe link for his family, you can visit our website, weny.com, shortly after the show.